All right, well, first off, we want to thank everyone for coming out to the Modern Automotive Performance Sport Compact and Proving Grounds here at Brainerd International Raceway. Right now, sitting in front of the tower, I'm sitting with a legendary group, the Rocket Boys. Now, Kurt Anderson, you're out of Minnesota, correct?
Orono, Minnesota.
Orono, Minnesota.
Orono, Minnesota. Now, Jack McClure, Captain Jack, you had been doing this back in the 70s, very long time, and we also got Kai Michelson here. Michelson, tell us what happened with this entire concept, why it went away, and how you guys are starting to bring it back.
Well, basically, we ran out of fuel. We ran out of 90% hydrogen peroxide. We ran all the way from like 1969 to around 78, 80, thereabouts, that we finally quit. But we campaigned all across the United States. We've run in just about every state in the United States, and everywhere we went, we ended up setting a record. We ended up setting 72 state, national, and international speed records, and a number of those records still hold on the tracks today.
What was your guys' top speed ever?
Well, it's not on a drag strip, but out in El Mirage, Kitty O'Neill ran 412 miles an hour in 3.22 seconds. But we've had a couple of cars that run, close to 350 in the quarter mile, and Kurt's one of the cars that's capable of doing that.
Okay, now going to Kurt, obviously all of you guys were just here back in the end of May, the May 30th race. What did you come out here testing, and what did you end up running with the rocket car?
I ran 210 in the 8th, and what was amazing about that is I lifted at about the 330 mark. So the car has the potential to run a really big number.
So at the 8th mile, you lifted halfway to the 8th mile and still crossed at 210 miles an hour.
Yeah, and I finished the quarter in 5.9 seconds at 200.
Just coasting through the beams. Now, Jack, Captain Jack here, you have a go-kart. You actually brought me over, showed me how you actually laid down in it. You're being held in by Velcro. Not only being held in by Velcro, I have never seen anything like this. Your racing suit, the parachute is attached to you and your suit, not the go-kart. You were talking about how you actually had to sit down on the original builder around the frame on blocks, and they bent the tubing around you. Tell us about that experience and what was running through your head when you wanted to actually start doing this in a go-kart.
Well, I started go-kart racing back in '69 down in South Carolina, and I'm the first one to actually officially run 100 miles an hour in a quarter. Then I jumped up to 125, 150, 175. The car that I have now has gone in close to 230 in the high fives in a quarter mile.
In the quarter mile on a go-kart. Now, this isn't your conventional fuel. This is not your regular 8-cylinder combustion engine. This is being powered by hydrogen peroxide, correct?
That's right. It's a rocket motor that's fueled by 90% hydrogen peroxide, sprayed over a silver screen catalyst inside the motor, which causes it to decompose, and it generates 1,300 degrees in a millisecond. And actually, it's superheated steam that comes out the back. A lot of people say, oh, that stuff got on me. Well, it's steam, just like regular water. By the time it goes through our motors, it's safe. It won't do anything.
So the hydrogen peroxide breaks down when it's introduced to the silver. You got steam coming out. Now, when I was talking with you, Kurt, earlier, you told me that you can control the reaction. How do you control that reaction?
Well, there's two ways. One is our tune-up, how much pressure we want to put on the fuel, and then the second part of it is how wide we open the throttle. So this liquid rocket fuel, I can trickle it in, I can, just flow it in hard. So when we tune the motor, when we want to run a number, we have the ability to do that.
All right, well, sitting with the rocket guys, is there anything else you want to add before tomorrow?
Well, one of the things that's interesting about rocket cars is, once we get the rocket car tuned in, we can set it at a certain pressure, and we would show up for tracks around the country, and we'd say, well, how fast do you want us to run? Or better yet, what's the track record? And they say, well, 297. We go back to the car, just the car. We'd come back and run a 302. And we would do that everywhere we went. Once we got control of that motor and knowing exactly how much fuel we could blow through it, it's very accurate. You can do it over and over and over, and that's what's cool about rocket cars.
So you guys have the capability and the skill, just by tuning and adjusting, to basically set whatever speeds are out there right now on your traditional combustion engine.
That's right. And we've done it many, many times. There's the part. See, I used to run a top fuel car. I was the very first top gas car ever to run down this track many, many years ago. But we ran top fuel, top gas, and then when NHRA dropped out top gas as a professional class, then that's when I turned to rocketry and put a rocket car, rocket engine in my top fuel, in my top gas car, and that became the very first, actual dragster that we ran out there. So that was called the pollution packer many years back.
All right, well, you guys were sitting down here, obviously legendary, the Rocket Boys. They're going to be coming out tomorrow, bringing both the Rocket Go-Kart and the Rocket Dragster to the starting line tomorrow. So be sure, those of you that are sitting in your campsites and everywhere else around BIR right now, Brainerd International Raceway tomorrow during Modern Automotive Performance, the Rocket Boys will be out here. Be sure to tune in to 105.3 FM, BIR Radio, 105.3 FM, and we will give you a 10-minute warning so you can make your way to the grandstands to see the Rocket Boys here at Brainerd International Raceway.